Good morning, everyone. We'll give folks a couple seconds to hop on here. Happy Wednesday. Oh, okay. I think my audio just changed. But good morning. Thanks for hopping on, everyone. We are super excited to be here today, chatting about the new small business tool for Bank of Springfield. We'll just give everybody a couple seconds. I see the number jumping up quite a bit here, so hang tight. Let me get my screen sharing while we're doing this. Okay. Okay, we will go ahead and get started here. We're about 3 minutes in. This will also be recorded, so the team will go ahead and send this out afterwards as well. If you have any questions while we are going through this, please feel free to drop anything in the chat. But to get started here, my name is Mackenzie. I am the head of operations here at Finli. Finli has partnered with the Bank of Springfield to give all of their small businesses access to this tool, powered by our team. And the tool is built for small business owners, any type of small business owner who is focused on collecting payments from customers, sending out quotes and invoices, and really managing their business through a very easy to use online portal. So today we're going to go through all of those different features, how to use them. As I mentioned, if you have any questions while we're going, feel free to drop anything in the chat, but we'll go ahead and jump in here. So when you first get logged into Finli, and I can actually, let me grab the link for you guys too, if you haven't already created an account. We can set it in the chat, or we'll share it in an email after this as well with where you can go ahead and get signed up. But when you come in here and first create your account, this is what you'll see. This is your Bank of Springfield, powered by Finli dashboard. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see the navigation, which shows kind of all of the different features that we have through the portal. Pay by links are how you can accept payment from customers. You can kind of consider them similar to, either a Venmo profile or kind of a Stripe virtual terminal where you can collect custom payments. Invoices are where you can send out professional custom invoices digitally to your customers through email, either email or SMS. And all of those invoices become payable and are a way for collecting payments as well. Quotes are very similar to our invoicing experience. It's how you can send out professional proposals and estimates to your customers. Payments are where all of those payments come into from either the pay by link or invoices. We have an entire payment management system on the platform, so you're able to handle refunds, receipts, all of that easily within the system. Under the customers tab, you'll find a full built-in CRM where you can securely store documents and keep your customers' information up to date. And then we also have a full pricing management system with inventory management baked right in, all within this one platform. On your dashboard, you can see an overview of your business over the last 30 days or whatever time period makes sense to you. And then over on the right-hand side here, you'll see all of the payments that have come in from your various different payment sources that are on their way or have already been deposited into your Bank of Springfield account. In order to get that set up, you do have to go through a quick business verification process. We'll go through each of these one by one. Again, as I mentioned, please feel free to drop any questions into the chat and we'll make sure to cover them as we go. Heading over to the pay by links, first and foremost, as I mentioned, this is a great way to be able to accept payments from your customers. It looks, I haven't went ahead and gotten it verified yet, so it's not active, but this is what it'll look like over on the right-hand side. You're able to collect custom payments from your customers. And those payments can be made using either ACH or credit card. You can share this link with your customers by customizing your link here, sending it through either email or text message, or using the QR code, which can be downloaded or put up on your website, or put in any printed materials. We also do allow you to turn this into a donation link, so all of the language will change here if you're a nonprofit or some sort of other organization that accepts donations. Oh, and by the way, on that link, customers have the ability to either make a one-time payment or they can set up a recurring payment as well. So they could say, I want to make a $50 donation to this organization weekly, and I want that to just go ahead and automatically process. So our platform handles that as well. When you head over to the invoicing table, you'll see it is very easy to go ahead and get an invoice created here. We'll go ahead and create a customer first. We can include either, either a phone or email address. We can also create batch invoices. So if you have all of your customers already stored in here, and you want to go ahead and send out an invoice that's the exact same to 10 different customers at the same time, we make it really easy for you to be able to do that. Once we have added our customer, we can go ahead and choose the details of this invoice. So we can either make it recurring, so it'll be set to repeat on a monthly or daily or a weekly basis, or we can just leave it as a one-time invoice. Either way, you'll be able to select the date that invoice is due, the date that you want it to become activated, able to accept payment, and the invoice date, which is kind of flexible. You can use that as either, a service period or a service date. And again, you'll see this all starting to populate over on the right-hand side here. You can also add your logo and customize all of your information. So all of that will show up on those invoice previews as well. Next thing, we will go ahead and add the items that we're actually billing our customers for. We can choose the amount, and we can choose if we want to track inventory on these items as well. So if I, put that I had 10 on hand and wanted to reorder once I reached 10, we can go ahead and add this to the invoice here, and we'll already see that stock is getting flagged here. So we'll know as I'm adding these, if I go ahead and add 5 to the invoice and send this out, the stock on hand will automatically deduct to 5 as well. We also have the ability to add discounts or surcharges. So maybe we'll do a regular customer discount of 5%. I can go ahead and add that to this specific item, or I can also add discounts and surcharges to the entire invoice. So maybe we'll do our winter, discount of $10, and that will go ahead and be deducted from the total invoice there. We are also very shortly launching a tax module as well. So you'll be able to add and keep track of sales tax or service taxes on here also. We can add as many items as we'd like to this invoice. I can also add, let's say, a service hour. Let's say that I'm charging $100 an hour. When I'm adding this, we can toggle between either quantity or hours here. And again, I can apply those discounts, or I can also organize them within our service for section, which you can kind of think about as a project section. So if you're working on a couple different projects or a couple different events, or maybe, we have a lot of martial arts studios or children's, programs on the platform. So maybe they're sending a bill to one parent for multiple children. You can kind of use this to organize those different items underneath categories. And you can move these all around and customize the way that the invoice looks over here on the right-hand side. One really important thing to call out, same thing with our pay by links and invoices. Again, we allow you to accept payments from your customers through either ACH or credit card. ACH, bank to bank payments are always 100% free. There's never a charge for collecting payment that way. There is a 3% processing fee that does get factored in if your customer selects a credit card option. That's really just to cover our cost of processing the transactions. And what we do allow you to do here is select if either you'd like to take that on or if you'd like your customer to take on that fee. And from your customer in a second, but they'll of course see, the invoice total, they'll see their different payment options. And if they do select a credit card, everything will adjust and it will call out that there is a 3% fee for doing that. So we'll leave it that way for right now. We also allow you to add a lot of customization on the communication front. So I want to either notify this customer through both email or cell phone, or I can choose to disable automatic notifications. And we'll still create that PDF and the custom invoice link for you. And you can send this out, maybe you're already sending an email to your customer and you just want to notify them that way, or they've already set up auto pay and so you don't want them to get all the notifications. You can choose to turn off notifications as well. If you do have notifications on, you can choose when you'd like that notification to be sent anytime between the issue date and the due date. And then you can also CC recipients over email as well. Last thing here, you can always add custom invoice messages to the bottom. And we can also store internal notes here as well. So when you come back to this invoice, maybe you didn't charge them for something that you regularly would, or you added a discount here, you can keep these notes for your team internally. Awesome. So with this, we can either go ahead and save this as a draft or go ahead and issue this invoice. And once we send it out, you'll see that the notification's already been sent here. This invoice has become issued. When we come back into this here, we can still make edits up until the point that, a payment is in progress. And we'll see this invoice history that started to populate over on the right-hand side here. So you can see when it was created and issued and when that notification was sent. We can also download a PDF of the invoice, or we can go ahead and copy the invoice link. And this is what those invoices look like. I think maybe my Wi-Fi is having a little bit of difficulty here. Here's what those invoices will look like for your customers. So as I mentioned, they'll be able to either link their bank account and pay through ACH, or they can go ahead and choose to pay with a credit card. As you can see, that 3% processing fee is popping up right here as well. Your customers can view all the details of your invoice. They can view your contact information and how to get in touch with you if they have any questions. They can also view or download the invoice PDF. And again, they can either make payment today, they can schedule payment for the due date, or they can enroll in auto pay. And what auto pay means through this tool is anytime you send an invoice to one of your customers, they have auto pay enabled, we'll go ahead and automatically process that payment for them. So you never have to worry about getting paid on time, and they never have to worry about being, delinquent on payments or forgetting to pay for services, especially if you're setting up, recurring invoices where you're billing someone on a regular basis. And they already know what to expect, or they trust your business and work with you all the time. Maybe they'd prefer to just enroll in auto pay and keep it simple that way. They can turn this off at any time on any single invoice that you've sent to them. Or we also do have completely free, customer version of the portal, where if they'd like to save their payment method, their payment information for next time or view their receipts all in one place, they can create a free account and manage all that there as well. Heading back into the Finli portal, if a customer does not want to make a payment through our system, they absolutely don't have to. You can still use this as a tool to track and record all of your payments and send receipts. So let's say maybe they paid you through cash or check or Venmo. You can log the date that you collected that payment, add any notes, and then you'll see immediately this invoice, the payment gets created here. Oh, I really think my Wi-Fi is lagging a little bit. I apologize, you guys. The payment gets created, the invoice immediately moves to being completed. We can see the payment that's populated here. I can go ahead and send or download the receipt for what that looks like. And or I can edit that payment at any time. Maybe I made a mistake there. When I head over to the invoice that the customer had, you'll see this automatically moves to paid. I can view the receipt. You'll see that the cash payment was logged here on October 30th. So again, it's a great way for keeping track of all of that for your customers. Um, if the payments were collected through Finli, again, either through that pay by link or through the invoices, they'll all come into this payment management system here where we can take those same actions, send or download receipts. For payments collected through Finli, you'll be able to see, the processing fee, when the deposits were sent to your bank account, if there's any note associated. And again, for payments collected through Finli, you'll be able to manage refunds within our system too. So all of those, both full and partial refunds, will be processed all through this system as well. And all of that will get updated on the receipts, and all the notifications will get sent to your customers and everything. So it makes it really, really easy to manage. Any of these tables, either the invoices or quotes or payments, can all be exported. We do also have direct integrations to the accounting systems that you probably already use. So they're very easy to set up within your account settings. We connect with QuickBooks and a couple others. So you can go ahead and make those connections there. And then anytime you're collecting a payment through our system, that will automatically flow over and get logged within your accounting system. Taking a step back here and heading over to quotes, these function very similarly to invoices. You essentially add a customer, add a couple of items, and do 5 here. You can add these over to your quote and then go ahead and notify your customer through either email or text message. When you send that out, this is what the quote will look like for your customer. Once they're logged in, they'll be able to either they will be logged in, or we'll ask them to verify their email quickly to make sure that they're actually the person that you've sent this quote to. Once they're authenticated, they'll be able to either approve or reject this quote. And if they do approve the quote, when you head back into your quotes tab here, will show as approved, and you'll be able to hit the actions button here and immediately convert it into an invoice that then you can send out and is ready to accept payment. Going over to the customers tab here, as you can see, we really only have one customer in here. It's very easy for you to import your customers, maybe through any other systems you're using, or maybe you're using an Excel file right now to keep track of everybody. We can get those created super easily for you. Once they are created, you can come in here, keep all of their information up to date. If a customer does create a free account with Finli, you'll be able to see that, any of these contact methods have been verified. You can keep track of their status, see if they're on auto pay, or add any, custom tags to organize your customers within that customers tab over here. Again, we can add those kind of service for like projects, like I mentioned earlier, and then also securely store any attachments. Maybe that's waivers or contracts that you've previously signed, or any notes that you might have about those specific customers that you want to keep track of here. All of these are able to be accessed by any of the team members that you add to the Finli platform. So this is all completely collaborative and really easy to work on together. And then, of course, you're able to very easily see, your entire payment history with that customer, any of the invoices you've previously sent them, or maybe any of the recurring invoices that are coming up that are about to be sent out to them, as well as all of the quotes that they've previously received. So really easy to just get a holistic view of your customers and how you're interacting with them, and kind of your history with them as a business. Last thing I want to show here is our pricing tab. This is, again, where we keep track of all of the items that we're using in our quotes and invoices. And again, we have that inventory management piece baked in here. So if you might remember, I initially said that we had 10 on hand, then I sent out an invoice for 5. So this inventory immediately updated, and it's flagging to me that we are low stock because we're below the reorder point. If I move this down, or if I were to, update the quantity on hand, you'll see that flag kind of goes away here. We'll also send an email notification when you're either out of stock or when you're running low. Again, when you reach that kind of reorder point that you've specified. And same thing with the customers tab, very easy to bulk upload all of your pricing items if you're maybe tracking these in another system or an Excel sheet. And then, of course, you're able to manage all of your discounts and surcharges here as well. For surcharges, the most common thing we see is maybe if you want to add a late fee for customers if they haven't made a payment, and they're past due. Again, those can all be stored in here. And then very soon, as I mentioned, we're launching that tax module in the next couple of weeks here. That will show up here as well. So you'll be able to see the taxes that you're regularly using. And edit and keep track of all of those. Awesome. Quick overview of your settings really quickly. Again, you can connect your bank account through here as well, control those payment fees. All of the integrations will show up here that you're able to get connected to. Super easy to authenticate that. And then you can also add any team members to the dashboard as well. And again, this is all fully collaborative. You can also manage multiple accounts through this portal. So if you have multiple businesses or maybe multiple locations that you're working with, you can create and manage all of those. And then, we always give you an overview of what's happening on the platform. That looks a little bit different for me because I'm an admin, but all of the new features and everything get called out right there within that section of the portal as well. So I know that was very expedited and we covered a lot of material. There's obviously a lot of functionality that is baked into the platform here, which is great. You can manage a lot of different things about your business. We make it super easy to do that. But any questions? I don't know that I've seen any come up in the chat here. Yes, we do have a question. I see that someone raised their hand. Let me go ahead and allow you to talk here so you can ask a question.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
The chat is disabled on mine. That's why.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay, but it said disabled.
Okay.
So get back to the pricing, the inventory. How robust is the inventory capabilities? Like I'm using QuickBooks, I have a lot of different pieces in my inventory. I have a gift basket business.
Oh, awesome.
So how robust is it? Can I add 100 different items? Can I delete items? Does it always stay there? I find QuickBooks is very complicated.
It is very complicated.
That's one question. The second question was the 3% for credit card payments. Is that over and above the credit card charge that the credit card companies charge? Or is that all?
No, that is the charge from the credit card companies.
So there's no 3 1/4 plus 50 cents or 3 1/4 plus 25 or whatever.
No. And thank you for calling that out because there are a lot of other platforms that are built for small businesses that charge a whole lot on the processing fees. We don't make any money on that. Our goal is really to make sure that you guys are getting, digital payment options in the most cost-effective way. You might have noticed that from QuickBooks, they have a whole complicated, pricing matrix as far as if someone uses this card or if it's processed at this time or different things. If you head into your QuickBooks, you'll probably notice you paid quite a bit in transaction fees last year to cover all of those credit card payments. So yes, the 3% again can be passed on to your customers. So you can leave it up to your customers. If they want to use a credit card, they're the ones that are paying that fee. You won't see any additional fees on your end.
And do you integrate with Shopify? Or with their credit card companies? Oh, you still there?
Oh, can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah. Do you integrate with Shopify then? And what's the Stripe?
So we actually work directly with the payment processors. So there's no need for any of those integrations. We handle all the processing on our end. As far as Shopify, like if you have a site that you're looking to get connected to, at this point, we don't have a connection to Shopify. So again, we're probably a little bit better for businesses who are, sending out those invoices. Are you using QuickBooks for invoicing right now, or are you handling
Yes,
it through
so for
Shopify?
inventory and invoicing, all of that stuff, yes.
Yep.
But I
Yeah.
don't take payments through QuickBooks. People still have to give me a credit card number, and I run it through Converge Pay. So I can
Got it.
eliminate all of
Yep.
that.
Exactly. That's correct.
Oh,
So yeah, you'll be able to send out the invoices through here instead of QuickBooks because I know that it's very difficult in QuickBooks. You can track all of your inventory in here as well. There's no limit to how many items you can have or how much customization you want to do here. And again, those will all update in real time anytime you send out an invoice. So it'll immediately drop your quantity on hand, and we make it super easy for you to, update that when you order more stock or bulk import any updates that you're making. And then yeah, payments are processed through here. If your accountant does require that you still use QuickBooks, for bookkeeping, again, we have that QuickBooks integration. So any payments processed through here will get automatically sent over to QuickBooks. So you'll still be able to track all of that. And
okay.
then,
So if we want to talk to you personally with lots of questions, is there a way to
yes.
contact you directly?
Absolutely, absolutely. More than happy to connect after this, or we have a couple different customer support options. I'm like spoofing an account right now, but usually there will be a little bubble up here in the right hand corner where you'll be able to see the support options. You can either live chat with any of our team members, or we have a direct phone line, or you can reach us at support@finli.com.
Okay, if you could post somewhere the phone number, that would be great.
Yes, absolutely. It's listed in again this little drop down on your profile here. But I can throw it in the chat as well. It's 866-343-4654.
Oh, okay, great. Eight
Yep.
six six 343-4654. Okay, great. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for your questions. I really appreciate it. Any other questions from the chat? Oh, and I know that we're actually at time here as well. But as I mentioned, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out directly to any of those support methods that I just mentioned. Again, it's very easy to get connected to someone from our team directly, or you can always reach out to your team over at Bank of Springfield. They've all been trained on the system and can definitely pass along any specific questions to us as well. But speaking on their behalf briefly, I know they're super excited to be able to offer these tools to you all. Again, hopefully just making it really easy for you guys to run your business. And yeah, we're super excited to have you all on the platform. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our team, and we'll make sure to send out this recording afterwards as well. So thanks so much for the time, everyone.